All right, guys, before we get started with our interview with Shawn Porter, I'd like to have a shout out to Boxing Videos Only Full Fights. I'm going to put their link in our description. Please go ahead and give them a like. They're a great Facebook page. They have great videos.
All right, guys, we here with a special guest today, Shawn Porter. He has a big fight coming up. This is outside the square circle. We have a phenomenal show for you guys coming up. So, hey, we're going to dig right into it because I cannot wait. So, hey, man, what's going on, Shawn? How you doing?
Yeah, like I was just telling y'all, we did media all day yesterday. We had a good time with that. And that's, one of the perks of, being at the world class level. You get called in last minute notice for special press conferences and things like that. So that was pretty cool. We banged that out. And it was actually my first time, seeing Adrian Broner since the Mayweather fight. But, we faced off probably 4 or 5 times yesterday. Most of them faced off with somebody before a fight. Yeah, I don't like facing off because I really get into fight mode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's you're still trying to hold back and all that kind of stuff.
How do you calm yourself down for doing that, man? Like, you in a guy's face that you about to fight, so when you get face to face, you ready to just take his head off. How do you get in and out of gears? Like, getting in his face to calming down and talking to the media. How do you switch gears like that?
Well, you know what? For me, it's always cool. I don't, like I said, the face off really get me in fight mode. But the people we was with yesterday that was interviewing us and stuff like that, we did ESPN Nation, and it was two Hispanic. We did the Spanish version, so it was two Hispanic guys. And I don't know, they was just weird, and they made it real weird. They wanted to talk about Miguel Cotto and Alvarez and who would win, and we don't give a damn. We fight you right. Let's talk about next week. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they made it kind of difficult for us, but for the most part, it's easy for me to get in the right mode at the right time.
We've been just beating our heads about this fight, and matchup wise, a lot of people been saying that you're a headhunter. You know what I mean? That's what Shawn Porter do. When he goes in there, he just goes in there with brute strength and try to get everybody out of there immediately. And I've been doing my homework. You said that you can see establishing this. Do you feel like this might be like the Paulie fight for you, even though Broner has a little bit more power than Paulie has?
You know what? He's got more everything than Paulie has. I didn't expect that Paulie fight to end as soon as it did. We knew we could knock out Paulie, but we didn't know it was gonna, end that soon. And it's boxing. They always say it's always just one punch. You know what I'm saying? I cut Paulie within 10 seconds of the fight, my first punch. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of things in the Paulie fight that really shook him up, that made that fight end as soon as it did. With Adrian being more slick, faster. He's younger, so the reflexes are there better than they were against Paulie. We're not expecting to go in there and just walk Adrian down. We want to actually box Adrian and show all those people out there who think I'm a headhunter that I can hunt you with just a jab and still hit you and look good doing it. So, and then you take a look at my last fight with me ending the guy with body shots that put him down and that really hurt him. So what makes me a headhunter more than a 5th round knockout that set up by body shots.
Right.
Everybody has their own opinion, and it's one fight at a time. Styles make fights, so that's why I don't make predictions. You know what I mean? I don't predict. I'm gonna knock somebody out or how I'm gonna do something. I just try to do my best at doing what I say I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do my best to outbox him and punch him.
So that's one thing I really like to hear. What's going on, Shawn? The one thing that I really like your answer was that you said you want to work behind your jab a lot, because the one thing I noticed that when you fought Kell Brook is that you kind of abandoned the jab. You were getting a little anxious, and you know what I mean? You were trying to speed things up too much rather than set up your punches. So I just wanted to say that. So with all that said, everyone knows about the catchweight, the 144 catchweight, but the initial report came out saying that there was a rehydration clause as well that was at 155. Is there any truth to that?
There is a rehydration clause. It's supposed to be 10 pounds. Actually, I think that what you just stated would be like 8 pounds, 8 pounds or something like that. The rehydration clause is back to 144 for the weight, and then the morning of the fight is 154. So that's something we've dealt with the IBF. I don't know if many people know out there, but that is a part of their protocol and their regulations is that the fights. There's a regulation that 147 for the fight, and then rehydration clause of 157 for the fight, the morning of the fight. So we've dealt with that now since we fought Devin. When we fought Devin was the first time we've done it. So that's been a number of fights that we just had to police ourselves, and we watch the rehydration. The great part about it is I don't lose a substantial amount of weight very quickly, so I don't put it on very quickly. A lot of guys have a problem with that. They take off 15 pounds in 2 days, and then they feel that, hey, I'll put the 15 back on, I'm strong again. We look to come into the fight healthy and break the weight easily. So
with you and Broner both being Ohio guys, I can tell that there's a very high level of respect going in with the press conferences. He's really not trash talking like he usually does. Were you expecting him to do a little bit more trash talking than he's been?
You know what? I've been expecting him to be exactly how he's been, and for a number of reasons. The cool part about it is a lot of people respect what I do. They appreciate what I do, and a lot of people admire what I do. In the ring. And so I think he's seen what I've done, obviously in the amateur ranks, but then also in the pros. And he knows that I'm a stand-up guy, I'm a classy guy, and that kind of stuff just don't go with me. So that's number one. I think he just respects me enough not to do it. And then I think that the history that we do have from knowing each other for some time now, he knows that he's not going to get a reaction. He's not going to get what he wants. So I don't know how much of the press conference y'all saw, but when we did face off for the official press conference, he did, try to whisper some things to me. But again, I got to him, and he knows that, and he was pretty quiet. Just maybe 10 seconds into the face off, he said a few things, and then he's quiet after that. But the respect will always come from me, no matter who I'm in the ring with. During the fight is another story. That's when I'm in a mode of trying to win, look the best that I've ever looked, and in some ways kill somebody. but there's a lot of class and respect coming from me, and I think he sees that, and so he's not he's taming himself right now. I'll say this though, I do expect him to be loud next week. Next week is we're here at the MGM. It's gonna be a crowd, and he's an entertainer. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. So I am expecting him to be a little louder next week. And it's cool though, because I was telling my dad we got off the plane, we headed home. I'm driving, and we was talking about how he didn't really go into anything. I looked at my dad. I said, man, this guy, he's boring. If he's not doing that stuff, he's boring.
Yeah.
So, and I think he knows he's not doing it, he's boring, and he'll pick it up next week.
So, Shawn, so you said you are expecting him to talk a lot more next week. So, when you know a fighter's going to do that, do you take any of that personal, or do you know it's just for promotion?
At that point, what I'm saying, let's see, the press conference will probably be Thursday. It game on is then, you know what I mean? Anything he has to say, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So,
most definitely.
Up until this point, I haven't taken anything, personal or anything like that. The one thing I did hear was he, as soon as the fight was announced and everything, he called me Porter Potty. And I've been getting porta potties since elementary school. So it was really crazy.
Right, that was normal to you.
Took me back. It was kind of fun. Took me back. Like, okay. All right.
That's funny.
Same things that third graders used to say.
In the ring, with the guys, join you. Just say if he's I don't cuss, so if he's calling you the B word, you know what I mean. If he's saying that to you, then
I've had that before.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, how do you react to that? Do you draw back or what?
You know what? I'm not gonna say I don't react because it does when you hear it. It's human nature to react. But I've had it in the amateurs and everything. I've like beating up guys, and they're like, the only thing they can do is call me a B.
Yeah.
I've always kind of laughed at it, but if we were in the ring and he starts going to something, he's gonna get a fist in his mouth. He's gonna get a fist in his mouth.
He's like, I heard him said in the amateurs he sparred when he was getting the best of you or something like that. And you said you think that's cute. Do you remember that?
I don't. We sparred. Do you remember me fighting Alfonso Gomez?
Mm-hmm.
I vividly. Do you remember that fight? Do you remember
I don't remember it. Like I remember it, but just like I don't.
I couldn't go into detail with it. I remember the fight.
That's my point. So we went and we were trying to get back in the ring and everything, and so we went to Cincinnati for like a week to spar with him. After a week we sparred. We had like 2 sparring sessions. My dad calls up Al Hammond and says this ain't gonna work for us. Send us somewhere else. We actually went and worked with Keith Thurman before our fight with Alfonso Gomez. So that's how good the work was with Adrian Broner, and that's how much I remember it, to the point where I remember my fight with Alfonso Gomez, but that was so long ago and meant more than the sparring with him did to me, and I can barely remember that fight. I remember parts of the fight, but and then that's what I said, if you're relying on that or thinking about that or that's giving you any kind of confidence, that's cute. Because that was a long time ago.
He chose you, right? And then you say he chose the catchweight. Do you think he's doing that because he said, well, Shawn Porter, if I can get him at a certain weight, I know I can beat him. And I sparred this guy before, and I think I got the best of him. You think in his mind he said this is why he's doing it, because he thinks he can beat you if that happens?
Yeah. I think he's feeling like, if I drain him, he's not going to be 100%. But somehow he's missing that, Team Porter are one of the hardest working teams in this business, if not the hardest working team in the business. You know what I mean? And that's just, it is what it is. That's not me being cocky or bragging or nothing like that. We work extremely hard. He knows that. And so I don't know what makes him think I'm not going to make this weight, what makes him think I'm not going to be healthy at this weight. And, I'm excited, you know what I mean? And the funny thing about it is he's the one demanding 144 like a little boy. And then when people ask him about it, he the one that don't want to talk. I want to talk about catch.
Right.
I want to talk about catch.
Right. It's like you demanded it. You don't want to talk about it.
You want to be a big boy, but it is what it is.
Like I said, I be doing my homework, man. And I was seeing Fight Hype did an interview with Keith Thurman, right? And Ben Thomas, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus because I love Fight Hype, but Ben Thomas stated that somebody told him, or Little Birdie whispered that Thurman tried to fight you, and you was like, nah, I didn't want that. And Thurman was like, yeah, you know what I mean? He tried to fight the guy because he was trying to pretty much justify why he's fighting Luis Palazzo. You know what I mean? Like, he tried to get you, you somehow didn't want it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I haven't heard anything about that.
If you can see the interview was there, and I was like, wow.
We were in Brooklyn together, and I was talking to Fight Hype, and he's walking by, and then we both got on camera together. It's been said, we've said this together, we've had dinner together, talked about everything. That fight is gonna happen. I don't know when, but it will happen. All I know is after that Brooklyn deal, people were saying that we were going to be the ones getting in the ring around this time. And, he had his last fight and everything, so he's, wasn't, 100% from all that. And slowly but surely this fight happened. So probably the day of that Brooklyn fight, and then about a week after that, I was hearing that it was going to be Keith. But then after that, I just didn't hear anything else about it being Keith Thurman. So there was never anything come directly to me, Shawn Porter. It had to go through my dad. So if there was something that went through my dad and he just didn't speak up, I can't imagine that. But, it came directly to me.
So you touched on saying that you know for a fact you can make 144 healthy and strong. So with that said, are you doing anything different to make that weight, or is it just the same old in camp?
You know what? To get my weight where we got it, that's very very manageable right now. We did do this was 2-3 weeks ago. We were doing some late night workouts just to keep the body moving through the night, that kind of thing. That drift off more weight, but we've been staying pretty solid for some time now. So I'm pretty positive that making 144 is not gonna be a problem.
So I saw in one of your interviews recently, you had said that it's not necessarily for the money that you fight. So what? And I love that it's that way. I love that you're willing to fight any and everybody. So if it's not for money, what is your motivation to get in the ring with big name guys?
Okay.
I mean, obviously, the money means something. I don't want to downplay it like it doesn't. This is
right.
why we do it. Another reason why we do it. Well, it's another reason why I do it. I will tell you guys, to be completely honest with you, I don't know how much money I'm making for this fight, but that's just how I am. I trust my dad to handle the business and get what I'm supposed to have, and I take care of what's most important, which is winning and looking good doing it. To me, what I've always looked up to a lot of athletes that were very positive and did the right things. I never looked up to the athletes who wore a lot of jewelry or who were really flashy or anything like that. So that's kind of the persona I've always tried to carry with myself, and in hopes that I'll be able to touch other lives and inspire other people. To me, that means more than the money. If I can, meet Frank or Dennis one day and say, man, yo, I saw you fight, man. That was real. What you said or did after the fight was real inspirational. That means more to me than the money that I have in my bank account that you're not even gonna ever see.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you're not gonna never gonna know how much money I got, but you're gonna always know that I'm here to inspire and be a positive role model with people. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that means more to me than the money. And then the other thing too is I really do feel that God has called me to do some great things in my life. And boxing is what I chose to, is the avenue that I chose to, glorify him and make his presence be known in my life and what he can do for other people. So that more than anything is my for doing what I do.
So this is the segment outside the box thinking where it's more rapid paced. It doesn't necessarily have to be about boxing. So I'll go ahead and lead off with
tell me how my hair was looking, man.
Man, hey, that's why I threw on a hat, brother. I need a haircut myself. I need a haircut myself, man. I feel you. So to start off, to touch on what you said before, how you didn't look up to the flashier guys. So when you take a Broner or a Floyd Mayweather, do you think that's a negative thing for boxing, or do you think that's a good thing for boxing with how flashy that they are outside of the ring?
It depends. The flashiness brings a lot of entertainment, brings a lot of eyes.
Right.
It gets you notoriety. You know what I mean? I've just been blessed, man. I've been blessed that people appreciate what I do in the ring, and they appreciate the person I am outside the ring. You know what I mean? So that's a blessing. It could be a gift or a curse.
What is your favorite Bible scripture that keep you motivated? So you can read this, you read the Bible scripture, and this really keep you motivated. You know what I mean? Because you seem like me. You seem like a guy that's very spiritual and rooted in God. So what favorite scripture keeps you motivated? Okay, tell me.
I got two. The first one you always see on my shorts, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I think some people may use that because it's kind of catchy or because it's short. But what happened for me is I had a really tough amateur fight. I ended up winning the fight, and when I got out of the ring, one of the judges, all he did was walk by me. As he walked by me, he said, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And he keeps going. That was 2008, 2007, stuck with me, touched my heart, and it's been in my heart ever since. And the other one I actually have on my phone right now. It's James. It's let's see if I can pull it up for you real quick, because this one mean the world to me too. It's James 1:2, I'm gonna read just a little bit real quick. It said, James 1:2, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into temptation, knowing this is the trying of your faith and work in your faith and patience. And that one means a lot to me too, because you know, you get to a point where, you know, let's say making weight, for instance, it gets to a point where, you know, you just gotta have this and you want to have this and you can't. That temptation is calling you. But that if you have patience and you just let your body rest and you let God move through you, then you'll be all right. And I really found that scripture helps me.
Just so going back, I know you're a man of faith. So what kind of music do you listen to before the fight to get you pumped up, or do you listen to any music at all?
I was kicking it with this guy the other day at the 24-hour fitness. I just know him from playing basketball, and what I like to do when I play basketball is play music. If I'm with a lot of people, I try to play something that, you know, everybody can kind of listen to or whatever. So if I'm around a lot of people and it's rap, it's usually like Lupe Fiasco. Whatever.
Okay.
If I'm by myself, it's gospel music. Yeah, there you go. It's gospel music, Kurt Franklin, Deacon Haddon.
I thought you were going to say like a Freddie.
Yeah, no, I haven't really got into Lecrae yet. I need to get into him. But I'm kicking it with the guy the other day, and what happened was we played basketball a couple of times, and he heard me listen to Lupe, and that's how we got connected, because he loved Lupe, I love Lupe, and we had seen each other for some months now, and we just was kicking at the 24-hour fitness for about 20 minutes, man, just talking about Lupe, and then after we went into Lupe, we went into, you know, the faith and gospel and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know the guy. I took his phone number and everything. I'm gonna invite him to church, and you know, try to visit his church as well, and then you know, try to get to some Lupe concerts with him, and you know, just really cool out with him.
In closing, I gotta say, is there anything you want to say to your fans out there?
First of all, Frank and Dennis, God bless you for doing this interview with me, man. I appreciate y'all. Dennis, I know you was really adamant about getting this done, and I'm glad we made the time to get it done. My fans out there, I love y'all like y'all love me. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Y'all keep supporting me, and I appreciate that. Showtime Shawn P, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and God bless y'all. I love y'all.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, Shawn.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, that was yet again another great interview, this time with Showtime Shawn Porter. Thank you for your time, Shawn. We really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Frank. That's Dennis. Please like this video. Please share this video. I'm going to put our Facebook page in the description. I'm going to put all Shawn Porter's follow links, his Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that in the links as well. So go ahead and give him a follow and give him a like. And in the comments below, man, tell us what you think about the catch weight. Tell us what you think about the rehydration clause. Tell us who you think's going to win the fight, because personally, I think my boy Shawn Porter's going to win it, but that's a different story. I hope you guys liked the video, man. Have a good one.